Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Okay, we're back on the David Pakman Show. You know, last night I saw the new reality show on TLC, Sarah Palin's Alaska. This is, it's compelling television, I have to say. My initial reaction was, is this for real or is it set up? And my sense, Lewis, is that every single reality show at this point is set up, right?
I think the vast majority, yeah.
So I'm going to pull up a clip of it here, and we can just run this maybe just in the background and we'll talk about it. It's pretty insane. Oh, there's an ad here we have to get through first. The first thing I noticed right away is you see it and you say, okay, somebody like Sarah Palin who is doing a reality show like this, she can clearly never be president, right? But then I started thinking the electorate is somewhat unpredictable, as we know. It's possible people might find it endearing in a certain way, isn't it?
I think that's what the problem was. So many people like Sarah Palin as a person.
Do they? I've never met anyone.
Oh, I've met countless people. Come on, of course you have.
Okay.
There are so many people that like her as a person that don't really pay attention to politics or her platforms or her lack of experience or anything.
Yeah.
They like her as a person, so they wanted to vote for her. They liked her.
Well, that was my thought. This is the type of thing where, as a reality show star, she's finally doing something she's qualified for, if you know what I mean. So when you see her do something she's actually qualified to do, it could vastly improve her image, could it not? And we've got some video here. Let's just take a little bit of a listen to what's going on.
That's what the Alaskan spirit is, and we're proud of it. You have to respect the elements out here. Mother Nature always wins.
Think it'll get rougher than this?
We're snagged. I'm thinking we're going to be stuck there. The anchor is dropped, and a bear's coming towards us. I'm looking around to Todd going, are you feeling what I'm feeling, Todd?
So, you know, it's obviously put together in a way that it's going to make her appealing, so on and so forth. Now, here's the thing. She's actually under fire now because in that clip that we just showed, they're fishing near bears. It turns out that that's a protected group of brown bears. I'm not making this up. And even though they do appear to show caution and reverence for the wild animals, the Alaska Wildlife Alliance director, John Toppenberg, said it's clear from the video that she violated the guidelines, talking about the Fish and Game policy, which says you can't be closer than 30 feet to these brown bears. And there's a number of different petitions from wildlife groups saying you've got to pull the show. She supports aerial wolf hunting and this bear thing now. Who knows? Maybe this will end up being used as evidence at some point for something or as an attack ad. I don't even know.
I'm sure if she runs, this will come up.
You believe the content of Sarah Palin's Alaska will become a campaign issue if she runs in 2012?
Things that happen on the show could, I'm sure.
Interesting. I mean, again, my concern is unpredictable electorate, very new political situation, African-American president, Tea Party, new level of political ads, new level of racism that's acceptable. We can't really use previous guidelines to judge what will happen in 2012. And hey, she clearly was not qualified to be vice president. She clearly was not qualified to be the governor of Alaska. She clearly is not qualified to be commenting on politics. She's qualified to be in a reality show, and it could inspire confidence.
Perfect. Maybe she'll stay in reality TV.
Interesting. Well, there's also a segment where she's researching and writing. My big surprise was I didn't know she did any researching and writing. That she sits outside and likes to research and write. Okay.
Maybe she was trying to figure out what magazines and newspapers she reads.
Maybe
in case she ever gets asked that question again.
She was coming up with a list, exactly. Yeah. Here's the thing. When you see something like that, the show is clearly put together to be positive towards her. I don't know who actually produces the show. I know it airs on TLC, but a lot of times these programs are subcontracted to different TV production companies. I wonder if the positive light that she's being cast in is because of the actual production company or if there are just advisors and henchmen constantly involved in the process from filming to editing, making sure only what they want in gets in.
Right. Like this whole show is just some form of, I don't know.
Essentially a PR campaign.
A PR campaign, right.
Yeah, absolutely. She also mentioned it doesn't get dark for the most part where she lives in Alaska, which I can't imagine. That does not sound good. In the summer, it doesn't really get dark very much. You know all about that,
oh,
right?
Yeah. Well, because it's so high north.
It really sounds horrible. I can't imagine being involved in that.
Yeah, I'm kind of a night owl, so it doesn't sound fun.
It's also very clear that there's going to be almost no inclusion of Levi Johnston. That's very carefully being managed. Almost no mention of it in the first show that I remember, and I can't imagine there will
None
be
of the
much.
bad stuff. Yeah, it's not like they're going to bring up drama with him and the daughter.
Exactly.
I doubt there'll be anything negative about Sarah Palin in the show.
And at one point, there's the other Palin daughter, Willow. She has a friend, a guy friend over there. And Sarah Palin very clearly bans her from going alone to her room with this guy. That's got to be a setup, right? Because obviously she didn't have that rule for all of her daughters.
Of course.
So you think that that's set up?
I'm sure the whole show is.
Fair enough.
The David Pakman Show is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building a strong community one account at a time, with neighborhood offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at DIFdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.